What have you made from Indiana's season? Do you think that they're a team that eventually gets in? And how can we sort of look at them from this sort of logical perspective? Because I feel like they're the most illogical team in college basketball this season.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to look at them from any logical perspective, but I think
Okay,
that
fair
they've,
enough.
1-12 speaks for itself, right? But even if you try to dig beneath it, they're getting blown out by good teams. They're losing to teams.
And Jordan Bohannon happened too.
Yeah, the Bohannon train running through the Big Ten, that's for sure. But you lose those games. I mean, get blown out by Minnesota, lose at home to Ohio State in a game where you scored 50-something points. I mean, it's been a weird run for them. But you come down to it, and phrase I lean on all the time, and I stole it originally and have adapted it from something I heard Jay Billett say years ago. He said something to the effect of, every single team on the bubble has proved one thing beyond a shadow of a doubt, and that's that they can lose. Bubble teams, by their nature, are anywhere between below average and mediocre. If they weren't, they wouldn't be on the bubble. They would be comfortably in the field. So I don't think you can knock Indiana just for all those losses, because every single bubble team, in one way or another, there are not very many bubble teams that beat Michigan State twice, beat Wisconsin, beat Marquette, beat Louisville. They have 6 quadrant run victories. That is the 14th most in the country. It's more than Texas Tech, more than Louisville, more than Virginia Tech. They have no losses outside the top 2 quadrants. If you want to point to their worst loss of the season, it was probably Rutgers. The Nebraska loss was still a fully healthy Nebraska with Isaac Copeland on the floor. So you start adding all this up, and you don't really think about a 15-14 team, at least going into their final week of play in the Big Ten regular season, as one that should be contending for an at-large bid. But when you add it all up and then you compare it to someone like Clemson or Temple or Georgetown, these other teams that are on the bubble, suddenly Indiana starts looking really good. I think that obviously they can't afford any slip-ups the rest of the season, so that means beating Illinois this week and beating Rutgers this week. But then they go into the Big Ten tournament, and if they get 2 wins in the Big Ten tournament, I don't even think we're going to be talking about them as are they in or are they out. I think they're certainly in, because if they get 2 Big Ten tourney wins, then we're talking about a 7th Q1 win, 6 of those being against easy at-large teams. I think that 2 wins is the magic number for Indiana in the Big Ten tournament.